Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Unlocked. I'm your host, Paola Ortega, and I'm excited to have you with us today. In this episode, we are going to dive into an interesting English idiom that will add depth to your language skills. Joining us today is the renowned English teacher, Graciela Gamarra. Welcome to the show, Graciela.
Thank you, Paula. It's a pleasure to be here and share some insights with our English as a foreign language students.
Excellent. So today's idiom is if worst comes to worst. Graciela, could you explain its meaning and usage for our audience?
Of course, Paula. If worst comes to worst is an idiom used when we are discussing a situation where things are going badly and we want to consider the worst possible outcome or scenario. It is a way to prepare for a difficult situation and make a plan in case it happens.
That's definitely a very useful expression. Let's dive deeper into it. Can you give us an example sentence to illustrate its use?
Certainly. Here is an example. I hope it doesn't rain during our outdoor event, but if worse comes to worse, we will move it indoors.
Okay, so it's a way of saying in the worst case scenario.
Exactly, Paula. It's a great way to express that, and it helps you prepare for unforeseen challenges.
Wonderful. Now let's explore this idiom in context. Graciela, could you provide us with a conversation where if worst comes to worst is used?
Certainly. Let's imagine a situation where two friends are planning a trip. Friend 1 is concerned about their car breaking down during the journey.
I'm excited about our road trip, but what if our car breaks down in the middle of nowhere?
Don't worry, we've got a toolkit and we will be fine. If worse comes to worse, we can call for roadside assistance.
Great example, Graciela. It shows how this idiom can be used in different conversations.
Yes, and it emphasizes the idea of preparing for challenging situations.
That's a valuable phrase for our listeners to add to their vocabulary. Graciela, do you have any tips for our English learners?
Absolutely. The best way to learn and remember idioms is to use them in your daily conversations. Try discussing hypothetical situations with friends or write a short story using the idiom. This practice will help you grasp its nuances and use it naturally.
Fantastic advice, Graciela. Well, that wraps up today's episode of English Unlocked. We hope you found If Worst Comes to Worst as intriguing and useful as we did. Remember to incorporate it into your conversations and soon you'll be using it like a pro. Thank you, Graciela, for joining us today and shedding light on this idiom.
My pleasure, Paula. It's always a joy to help English learners unlock the mysteries of this beautiful language.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for more interesting and exciting episodes of English Unlocked. Until next time, keep practicing and keep learning. Goodbye, everyone.
English Unlocked is produced and edited by Tarija's CVA library team and hosted by Paola Ortega. For more information about our podcast and to access additional resources, visit our social media sites on Facebook and Instagram.